The mystery of life, I think, cannot be solved. I have tried so many cultures. I've been to mosques, churches, synagogues, temples. I practiced all the main religions in the world, like deeply down to their core. I studied their scripts. I memorized many of them, trying to solve the mystery of life. But I think I got it wrong, because maybe life and its mystery doesn't need to be solved, just to be enjoyed. As simple as that. It's much bigger than my mind. I was born back in 1978 for an imam, a Muslim leader. My father, biological father, is Sheikh Hassan Yousef. He's one of the founding members of Hamas organization. I think most of us know what Hamas is. It's one of the most dangerous terrorist organizations in the world. There are so many things to talk about this type of organizations, but I'm not here to create a panic. They are dangerous, and I'm aware of that, but I don't think that they can stop life. I don't think that any terrorist threat can be stronger than the cosmic energy and more powerful than the divine intelligence. Terrorists just bunch of people who live in delusion, unconscious, unaware of life. They hear the theory, they believe in the theory, they're afraid of life, and that's a pattern that's created in their head. This is how they feel. Try to get them out of their comfort zone, they become aggressive. My father wanted me to become a Muslim leader at some point. In our household, they were establishing a terrorist organization. They were trying to destroy the state of Israel as democracy. And my father expected from his oldest son one day not to be sitting here or standing in Garden City talking to American people about the danger of Islam. He wanted me to become a Muslim preacher, to advance the Islamic cause and ideology. So he did everything within his ability to prepare me in that direction. And he succeeded to a certain degree. It was not only my father. Children in that environment, when they witness violence and they don't have the ability to discern truth from falsehood, they can easily buy into the political and religious propagandas. The more the society is afraid, the more the politician gets opportunity. That's why I said I'm not here to create panic. I'm not here to tell you, oh my God, there is a threat out there. They're monsters. They're coming. They're pirates. They live among us. They're going to eat us alive. And scare you, create a controversy, and create more fear. That's not my style. There is a threat, but the threat is not against Garden City, and the threat is not against the United States of America. The threat is not against the West. The threat is against humanity, and humanity is one family. What happens there influences our lives here. And we can pretend that this is not our problem. No, it is our problem. It is our responsibility. If we think that we are more advanced and we are superior, this means that we have responsibility, more responsibility. And I thought for the first 25 years of my life that there was a conspiracy here in the West. All Western countries are trying to oppress the Muslim nations so they can steal the natural resources by empowering dictators against the people. And I was not able to see that the root of the problem is basically the God that we were worshiping. Allah itself was the problem. The scripts, the holy books, politics, the mullah, also the priest, they're about the same. In a conspiracy, if they don't create this atmosphere, this climate of fear, they don't have jobs anymore. They don't exist. They need every individual to be dependent on them. At the age of 17, I was made into a terrorist. And I wanted to take revenge. I bought guns. And before I used the guns, I was arrested by the Israeli forces. I was beaten up, and I was tortured. I was put on a small chair for a long time, day and night, loud music, physical and mental torture. For about 3 months, I did not see the sun. I was held in a small cell, lack of food, intimidating environment. They were threatening me to kill me, that I would never see the light again. I forgot how I looked like. For 3 months, I did not see my face. I was bruised everywhere. And that increased the level of hatred. So now, when you see that the God hates them, the society hates them, look what they're doing to them. Airplanes bombing and killing so many children. This is the ultimate enemy. And now here I am in their prison. And they're asking me one day if I was willing to work for them, because they recruit people, they ask terrorists. They're willing to work with the devil. It doesn't matter, to collect information. And they're asking me if I was willing to work for them. And I thought that there was a great opportunity to take my revenge. I was in the valley of hatred. And hatred is basically like a poison that you drink and you wish the other to die. Anger, frustration. So I decided to agree to work for the Israeli intelligence when I was asked, with a hidden agenda. My hidden agenda was to infiltrate them, to destroy them from within. That's why I said yes. For the ones who wonder, how the son of a top Hamas leader became an Israeli spy. The first motive was revenge. I thought the Israeli intelligence will release me from prison when I agreed to work for them. But they said, you will have to go to prison for a short period of time. Otherwise, your society will kill you. So I go to prison. In prison, thousands of Hamas members. I heard about Hamas from my father, and I saw Hamas through his lens. He's a founding member of Hamas. He's a top leader. We profited from that. We had the society's respect. People feared us. Nobody was able to mess with us. And I thought that this is cool. This is awesome. You know, my father was paid by the organization. We had security. And we had all the privileges that you can get from being part of a very powerful organization in your society. But I did not have the opportunity to see Hamas for what it was. In prison, it was my opportunity. For the first time, I see the real nature of my father's organization. I hear people screaming in pain. I wondered what's going on. They would say, evacuate the tent. We had giant tents, half the size of this room. Many prisoners inside. Evacuate. There is a blanket on the corner, and I don't know what's happening in the corner. But somebody apparently was inside. They put like a soap bar in their mouth and a towel, so they can scream as much as they want. It wouldn't go far. They would turn the TV and the radio very loudly, and prisoners outside would be asked to sing and celebrate so the Israeli administration does not hear the torture that is happening. And that would continue for hours and hours sometimes. 16 of those people were killed. Hundreds were tortured. They used to put needles under their fingernails. They used to burn plastic on their bodies. And for the first time, I started to ask myself, is this what my father is creating? And here I am, face to face with this monster that he had created. And I ask myself, is it worth all our suffering? Is it even worth that I'm staying here in this prison? Selfish, aggressive leadership that does not care for the life of people. And said, what if we succeeded of destroying the state of Israel, for example, and building an Islamic state, a Hamas state? What will happen? Are we going to kill our people? Will this be like the perfect government? So that was the beginning of me questioning the reality